All right, welcome everyone. I'm gonna have a starburst candy. I'm lagging a little bit. I don't know. It looks like I'm lagging. We're gonna do heart chakra reading today, and where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's so good. Let's have the pink one. It seems like it's lagging a little bit. Because I'm chewing my candy. So, we're doing opening the heart chakra, clearing your heart chakra today. We're doing all signs from Aries all the way to Pisces, to Pisces. And let me read this card for you. And then we're going to get... Oh, these glasses are dirty. Those aren't even my right ones. Oh, well. I'll do with what I have here. These aren't my right glasses. Let's see if I can see through them even. Nope. That gives me time to eat my candy. Hey, Will. Welcome back. Nice to see you here. Yeah, I've been challenging myself. I'm a little behind. These are my regular glasses, not the bifocals, but they are the newest prescriptions, so we'll see how they go today. We'll see if they work today. No, I have to like really focus with one eye. Yeah, they did not read my eyes right when they did my eye prescription because it's terrible. You can see no better with the glasses than I can with them. Actually see better with them, but so this, it's the center of your chest. It's your heart area, and it's called the heart center, and it's green. The color of it, the color of that chakra is green, and it's about love and it's about compassion. It's the heart chakra joins the crown and the root chakra and the throat chakra with the lower chakras. I mean, the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, and the throat chakra. It connects those ones to the lower chakras like root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plex chakra. So the heart chakra is the middle chakra that joins the bridge that gaps, the thing that gaps the bridge. I don't know how you say that, but anyways, let's get into the angel messages. So the angels here are Archangel Senapal. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship, so beloved one. So your angel is helping you. All right, so I just said, like, Sage was laying over here, and I said, like, hopefully she's been quiet the whole evening, but as soon as I start reading, she's going to start again. But Archangel Samuel, you can call up on Archangel Samuel to help you call in your soulmate, the person for you, and clear your space. Like, we all need to clear our energy and clear our space when when we're around energies that may drain us. It's not. So I want to explain that energy. Like, just because it's energy that drains you doesn't mean the person is evil or bad or anything like that. It just means that, any negative energy can drain you. Any, like, sadness, stuff like that can drain you, right? So It's not always like a terrible, it's not always a terrible person, or, you know. So clear your space. So clear your energy around you. Use feng shui. You can also you can sage your home. You can say prayers, affirmations. Um, and Archangel Jovial, you can ask Archangel Jovial to help you when you do that. When you do like a cleansing, you can help the angels to help you. Ask the angels to help you. Archangel Jovial, Josephiel. I always say Jovial. And then we have Patience, Archangel Josephiel again. And yesterday you had the Angel of Victory, and it just wanted to be showing itself again. But we also have Patience, Archangel Jovial, Josephiel. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Yeah, everything, you know, like plants, our love, we have to also water it, you know. We have to be open with our emotions so that we can water it, you know. And we have to be recharged and, you know, and have enough energy to be able to do that. So, outdoors, it's important to go outside. Archangel Josephiel, go outside, get fresh air, connect with nature, gain new perspective ideas, and release stress. And that's a way of recharging your battery. And we did that yesterday, the solar plex chakra. So we'll get started with Aries. We'll see who all comes in today. I know it's the weekend. People can watch these readings anytime that you need to. These are chakra readings. They are general, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. I got one of my hairs stuck in my chakra cards here. It's really it's really, it's a long hair. Hold on. Alright, so I know this is going to take me about 2 hours. I'm just starting to do a little bit better in time, like a couple minutes earlier in each time. But, you know, so Sage, be quiet right now. Don't even start that, or you're not going to get a treat after. Just going to say that right now. And they do understand you. All right, let's see. How can, so we're going to focus on like your compassion and your love. Like, you know, how can you bring more love into your life? Like, how can you be more open to watering the garden of love? You know, let's see. For Aries, how can you be more open to the garden of love? Be more passionate. Enlightenment. This is the solar plex chakra. You may need to go like listen to that reading, right? The solar plex reading. But it says enlightenment. That's happiness, enlightenment. We're gonna pull a couple of chakra cards, and then we're going to clarify them with tarot. But that's how you are staying in loving energy and compassionate energy, because you learn a lot about happiness. You're learning a lot about happiness. That's enlightenment. See, the yellow is the happy chakra. That's the chakra of happiness and joy. And so that is how you are, that's how you are able to water the garden of love. And then it's bringing in abundance for you too. That's making you happy. So Aries, you're on the right path when it comes to love and opening your heart, because you are happy and you are learning a lot about how can you be happy with your heart, how can you be happy and have compassion for others. You know, you're learning how to be happy and you have abundance, and it's bringing in abundance. You like wishing others well brings in abundance for you. You know what I mean? When we wish others well, that good things come to us then, you know. Perfectionist, so you're trying to perfect something here that helps you feel very grounded and stable. Very, like, you know, that you're in the right place, and you're in the right situation, and you could be like you are perfecting something here, and you could be recovering here as well. So you're learning how the key to recovery. You're learning the key to recovery from heartbreak and stuff like that, so you can open your heart again. And this is bringing you abundance into your life. It's bringing you a lot of happiness, and also like money. Like you're calling in money, because you are like happiness is bringing in enough money for your abundance. And now you're just perfecting your groundingness, and also you're recovering. You may be recovering as well from, spiritual warfare, stuff like that as well, because this is the card of the purple card, the third eye chakra, and there's growth in that. Like and then below that is miracles, right? So there's growth in miracles as well that are happening for you. And you're recovering from something spiritual. You may have a spiritual awakening, right? The enlightenment. Yeah. All right, let's see. What is it talking about for Aries when it comes to their love and compassion, their heart chakra, the enlightenment? What is that talking about? How is this helping them? Look at that. You're excited about things again. The Knight of Wands. You're excited about things again. That's what you've learned. That's the enlightenment. And you're recovering from something here. That means that you have a spiritual awakeness that's bringing in miracles, and also there's a growth there. This miracle card is next, right, to that. So you're grateful for someone here. You have somebody that you have a heart bond with, and that you're very grateful for that person. They may have given you the enlightenment that shows you, like, if you're happy for others, then happiness comes to you. All right, see, how is the abundance coming in for you, and how are you perfecting, feeling grounded, and feeling like you have enough, you are loved enough, and you have everything you need? How? Because you have gone through it, like I said, and you're recovering. So that's how you. So this is the. So personal growth always means something, leaving something behind. That's what the Death card talks about here. This is how you're perfecting it, and this is how abundance is coming in, and there's always more than one way to do things, so you realize that as well by going through this. And this is helping you to see where you're going, like have foresight on where you're going when it comes to what makes you happy. So what are you perfecting here and recovering from here? What are you perfecting here that you're recovering from? We have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Empress. So you're perfecting like what you want to invest in your energy in, where or what you want to invest your energy in, and that you can still stay like in your Empress energy. Your Empress, like an Empress, stays in good energy all the time. They make sure that they're grounded and stable and all that. And they call in their miracles. They're calling, the Empress doesn't have to go anywhere. She has it coming to her, right? She's the Empress. So it says you can do anything that you set your mind to. And looking back on what you have achieved gives you the learning that helps you with your goal. So this is what you are recovering from and perfecting now. So you have learned that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Final message for when it comes to love. So if you want something, you're excited about something, you're attracted to someone, you go after it, So the Sun card. Final message here is the Sun card. It says spread your wings and fly. So that's the final message here. You've done it. And then be careful that you don't your imagination doesn't go running wild. Be logical, be realistic, right? Because the Moon card's in the bottom of the deck. So I feel like because you're the Empress, you have an equal balance of the Sun and the Moon. You know what I mean? Why did the Moon show itself? Yeah, because if you do that, if you're not being realistic about things, right? Then it'll break your heart, right? But if you're being realistic about things, then you're going to feel the love from all around you, and you're going to call in that love, right? That is the Ace of Cups. And then we got the Fool card, so have faith. All right, that's what I see for you, Aries. That's beautiful. So you are really on the right path. So you're learning on where to invest and what you really want and what brings you joy, and now you're perfecting that. You're just getting exactly the miracles that you're calling in, and there's a lot of growth in it. So that's what I got for you. Thanks, Will. I wonder where everybody is tonight. Is everybody at Coachella? Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe people are like not so much into like working on themselves, but that that's you got to do that. We all have to do it. We all have to work. I know. There's a lot of people that need these readings, and I can't. It's like you can lead to horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. And I don't force nothing on nobody. But I'm also not going to sit there in somebody's energy that needs to heal their energy or needs to do some work on themselves. I'm also not going to hang around with people like that are not putting in the effort. So, you know what I mean? So there's that, right? All right, so let's go to Taurus. All right, what is Taurus doing to open up their heart more and to be more compassionate and have more joy and love in their life? What is Taurus doing to have more joy and love in their life? Growth. Your heart is growing. Something is growing in your heart. So your love is growing. So there's growth in your love. All right. So there's growth in having compassion and love. Let's see. You may have felt like, you may have felt like you were all alone in something, you had to protect yourself and you were carrying the load alone, for some of you. But there, you have grown from it. You are growing from this, not knowing that, we're not immortal. All right. So tell me more about what you've been doing to know that you can open up your heart and show more love and compassion to the people that love you, and maybe romantic love too. What have you been doing to do this, to do the work? What have you been doing to do the work of knowing that you're not I was gonna say that you are human, that you're not immortal, right? You've learned that you have learned to have more faith. You learn to have more faith in love and healing as well, and also like you see things more as like like the faith is having faith in like emotions and healing, and also in the world, having faith in the world. So we have isolation. So may have been isolating yourself. You may have been learning a lot about mysticism, about spirituality, because mysticism is spirituality. Hello, RR. So you may have been isolating yourself to do the work, right? So to do some spiritual work, get some spiritual clarity, learn some things about spiritual and about faith, and you're having more faith in things because you have had time to think. And so that's why there's growth, and that we all have a time limit in this earth, right? So you are learning to create your world by learning and listening to your own spiritual intuition, your advice that you get from spirit, from having faith in the Most High. That's what I see here for you, Taurus. Let's go clarify this more for you. So you've also, like, the angel messages, you talk about like clearing your space and stuff like that, and having patience and being outside, gaining new perspective ideas. And you do have the angel of love, with that is helping you with your spiritual soulmate love. So this is like a love reading for everybody, but it's more like it focuses on your heart, but it's also because this card came in as the angels that are here. So I'm talking to a lot of people that are talking about their romantic love. So we're going to call it that. We're going to call this like, a love reading, because it is the heart chakra, and we're doing it for all signs. So see, what has there been growth when it comes to opening up your heart and having more compassion and knowing that, you're not immortal. Where's the growth been? You have learned to take more charge of your life, like more King of Wands. So there's been growth in like being more in charge of yourself, being your own boss, owning your own space, you know, owning your own space and making it yours. And you have the dynamic energy of a leader, Taurus. So I see, especially the masculines here, you have learned to take action and be more structured. So you have learned that, and knowing that you are not immortal. So what have you learned about immortality here that has led you to having more faith? What have you learned about mortality here that has learned you that to have more faith and love and compassion? Because when you feel like you have to, that you're, you know, that you have to do it all by yourself, um, and when you act like you know, you have to protect your energy because you can't let anybody in to help you, that hasn't really worked out for you because, you know, you can't get help when you that's in reverse, right? When you think you have to do it all by yourself and you know you can't let anybody in, you have to protect your energy because there's like that invisible shield, right? But it's also, it says immortality, but nobody, we're all human, we're not immortal, right? So, you know, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So things have, you have learned that, that is what it's saying, that you have learned that if there's no teamwork and you feel like you have to do it all alone, then it doesn't work out, you know, then, you know, that's what you have learned. And that has led you to you believing in and having faith, and you have taken some time for yourself to think. Let's see, what is this? What is it that you have learned about faith? So, you have learned about faith is that, I can't see it, but sometimes the victory is not worth the cause. So you know that you have learned about faith, and when it comes to love, is that sometimes the risk is not worth the like, you know how some Chris says it, Chris Minnie Montero, he says, where the juice is not worth the squeeze, right? So you have learned about faith is that certain loves are not, the juice is not worth the squeeze. And personal growth always means leaving something behind. So you may have put an end to something here that wasn't worth it, that wasn't worth the fight, you know, to fight for. So that's what you have learned about having faith, is some things are just not worth fighting for, right? So what is it that you're isolating your, I said, what is you, well, I was going to say, what have you, what are you learning while you're isolating? What is coming clear to you? The Two of Cups. So while you took some time for yourself and really thought about things, you thought about someone here that makes you feel like that you and them are like soulmates. So you thought about your soulmate. Here's the Four of Wands. So when you rested your mind, you thought about the person that really, you can really open your heart and receive the love from from others. And this is like the Two of Cups. That's like soulmate energy. So that gave you time by isolating yourself and having faith. That really allowed you to think about everything that you think about is coming true. So it's helping you to open your heart more, and be more compassionate. So how is mysticism? How's this mysticism helping you to create? How is mysticism helping you to create? And then also seeing, how has mysticism helped you to create and also overcome grief in your life, and be more compassionate about love and be more open with love? So we got the Knight of Wands. It's helped you to really know when to take action. You're strong and full of energy. So it also has to help you to realize that you're strong and full of energy. And so that helps you to open up your heart more and be more compassionate when it comes to opening up your heart for love in your life. And what is this card here? And this card here wanted to pop out, the Ten of Cups. So that is like, you know, being being more open and to your spirituality has taught you that you can create exactly what you want in your life. That's what I see here. And it has really helped you to be really grounded in your energy and be maybe even become your own boss for some of you, all right? So it's made you really strong when things were hard in your life. That has made you really strong spiritually. All right, that's what I got for you, and you are ready for love. You are ready for your heart is open now to for love. That's what I see, Taurus. That's beautiful. Then we're gonna go to Gemini. Actually, the heart chakra is actually fun to do. I'm actually enjoying this. Like, I'm doing an experiment, and I'm doing a challenge on myself, like to see um, how I feel after doing these types of readings, and they are kind of like very intentional and for the highest good of everyone. So we'll see how it goes when I get through all the chakras, and I am enjoying so far. I am enjoying this one the most so far, and it kind of makes sense because I'm a Gemini, eh? And Gemini is the heart chakra. So for me, doing this heart chakra is kind of like, you know, it's fun so far. So hopefully a lot of people come in so then everybody can really be open to love in their life, you know. It's nice to have somebody that really gets you and, you know, not to just be with someone, random people, like just to be with someone, like, you know, to actually have the person that really makes you feel like you're you're lifted instead of pushed down, right? So that's the true real love, right? So we want somebody that brings us up instead of down. All right, let's go to Geminis. All right, let's see what has Geminis been doing to open up their loving heart and compassion, to have more compassion and be more centered in love. What has Gemini been doing to be more centered in their heart and be more open to love? Wow. So you've been working on on mysticism, and you're also been working on your insecurity about your heart. So you may have trust issues. So you've been working on your insecurity about love, about not trusting love. So and your spirituality has helped you. You know your spirituality has helped you to really tapping into what is make you insecure about love, and and we'll see in the bottom of the deck and complacement placement. So you have really learned, like, you know, like time is not like time is the time goes quick. So when we sit around and wait too long, because like displacement or whatever, when you displace yourself, like your energy like that, and you just kind of give up and you're so insecure about love, you don't trust nobody, that can really rob you of things. But you have learned something here of how to be more grounded, to like really love yourself more, and this is calling in the abundance, right? So you have learned to do this. You have learned that if you want abundance, you have to do self-love, and this has made you more like, so this made you made more isolated, to so you take time to think about things when you need it. And I feel like for a lot of you Geminis, you've also been not feeling like you're really accepted in like in certain societies or whatever, and you do feel like a lot of times you have to do it alone or else you'll be tricked again, you know, like, so there's insecurity here about love, about opening your heart to people, maybe even um so yeah, Geminis, I feel like you are kind of afraid of love here, but you are learning to love yourself, self-love, and you have isolated yourself maybe because you've been tricked before and you've been rejected and you have felt like very alone, like you had to protect your bubble because there was trickery. And you know, you have faith, that's what I see in the end here. You do have faith, so maybe that's why you isolated yourself, because you know you don't trust anybody when it comes to people who really hurt you. They really made you insecure about love. So let's see, What is it that you're doing to open your heart and be more compassionate? Why is mysticism here? So you have learned to really, learned about love, yeah, can't speak. You have learned to really trust your own intuition more. So this is going to help you to be more secure when it comes to trusting people, when it comes to opening your heart to people. So here you have learned to trust your own intuition more when it comes to your spirit, and you're focused on your goals, and it will bring you uh, a great asset, a great success. So that's what you've been working on. You've been working on your goals because you're listening to your own intuition. And as healing your insecurity when it comes to your heart, I feel like you've been just focused on your goals in your life. And what are you doing to open up your heart and be more compassionate? What are you doing here with your insecurity? How are you healing your insecurity and be more compassionate, opening up your heart? By really tapping into your masculine emotional energy, which is emotional intelligence. So you've been focusing more on your emotional intelligence than your masculine emotions, which is more intelligence than than um than the feminine. So you need you you need to support yourself before you can support others. So you have learned, I said, what have you learned about your insecurity about your heart, right? Not opening up your heart to people. Is what have you learned about it? Is that you learned that, the blind can't lead the blind, right? So like if your heart is broken, you cannot love someone else, right? So if your heart's insecure, then other people will be insecure too when it comes to their heart towards you, right? So you have learned that you can't, you know, you can't give love unless you have love to give, unless your cup is filled. So you're learning to fill your own cup you know, before you try to give love, all right? All right. See, what is the abundance that's coming in and when it's for self-worth here for Geminis when it comes to being more compassionate and love? Happily ever after. Oh, there's a few cards that fell on top of abundance and self-worth. So we have the Death card, the King of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Wands, the Four of Swords. So that the Death card talks about like how are you learning to love yourself and have more abundance in your life is that personal growth always means leaving something behind. It could be a bad habit or something like that, right? And then this is going to help you make you feel grounded, and maybe you're learning to be a boss, but you're really learning to also think about things before you think things through. Like you think about things, you rest your mind, and this is the self-love that you're giving yourself that is bringing in the abundance and financial abundance as well, and happily ever after. So everything that you have planned is worked out perfectly. So now you're calling in your abundance because love, giving yourself love, and sometimes you have to isolate yourself from people, right? That you may feel rejected by, and you may feel alone sometimes, but that if you know that you can't trust someone, then it's better to isolate yourself and do the work on yourself, right? And especially if you still have insecurities about your heart. All right, so why are you isolated yourself, and why have you been tricked, Gemini? You isolated yourself because you have a knowing, and you're very independent, and you may have so also we have the three we have so at what we have here. So everything is coming to fruition for you, right? So everything you have accumulated a lot of things in your life, um, accomplished a lot of things in your life, You're very independent. You have foresight. You know where you're going. And I feel like also I asked like also like how you've been tricked and why you isolating yourself, right? So Geminis, I feel like you do see you do have foresight. You know where you're going, and you're very independent. And everything that you have worked for it on your own. And there has been, and you have listened to your spirit. This is why you listen to your own advice, right? So you've listened to spirit, and you listen to your own ideas, and because you've been betrayed in the past, which left you feeling like you couldn't make a decision about something here. People have tried to get away with something here all the time, right? So I feel like there's going to be like a lot of generosity because you do make fair decisions. You do think things through and make the best decision for everyone. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of fairness and generosity and balancing the scales. Hey, way up, dude. Libra, you're Libra. No, Libra's not next yet. Libra's middle way through, halfway through. It says sharing your success and building more of it. So you have learned to share what you can and build more of it. And also you also know who the takers are and who you can trust, Gemini. Who really hurt you, who was karmic, you know that now, Geminis. Um, so yeah, you have started routine, and I feel like you are calling in your soulmate here, Gemini. Um, you may be just focused on just trying to find balance in your life, right? And learning to trust your heart again, because you're learning to trust your intuition. But you are calling in happily ever after, because you know you're worth it. You know you're loved and you're worth it. You're worth it. All right, girls and guys. Girls and guys. She knows. Kiss a fool. All right, so now we're going to move on to Cancers. People better start coming in or I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to go on strike. All right. Because, like, if I only see one person in like, watching at a time, that's, like, really dragging for my energy. I need some excitement over here. Send me some excitement. All right. Let's see what have Cancers been doing to work on their opening up their heart. Victim. Okay, so you've been a victim of your heart. All right, let's see. What are you doing to heal this victimization? You've isolated yourself from love because you've been a victim of love. That's what it's showing me. Okay, so you are working on your heart chakra, and there is growth when it comes to your heart chakra because you've been really doing some deep soul searching. That's what the Hermit is basically. The isolation card is basically like the Hermit card, and there's a growth when it comes to your heart. So your heart is starting to have more compassionate, even more compassion when it comes to your heart and being more open with your heart, even though that you are a victim of deceit when it comes to your heart, right? And you have felt rejected and felt like, you didn't fit in, right? But you have learned to renew your energy. That's what I see for you, Cancer. So that's what you're doing. Even if you feel rejected and you don't feel like you fit in, and that's okay. Because when you renew yourself, sometimes you know that rejection is God's protection. That wasn't the right place for you anyway. So, yeah. So let's see. That might have brought you back into victimhood, right? So, isolating yourself, there is growth from it. You have thought about really what it is that you really want, and you are now growing from it, right? So you're learning to trust, like, you may be there being of service to someone older, or someone like that, or someone's being there for you, but you're learning to trust again. You're learning to trust again because even though you've been hurt when it comes to love. All right? So, let's see. What hurt you in love, and why did you isolate yourself, And how's there been growth from this? Let's start with the first card. So you've been victimized by conflict or even competition, fighting, stuff like that. Queen of Wands, it could have even been spiritual warfare, because this conflict card, or you could have been dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, but or a spiritual person, somebody that, not every spiritual person is a good spiritual person, right? So you may have been a victim of conflict and or even witchcraft, like, because this is like, the Queen of Wands. She is the original witch, right? In the deck, in the tarot deck. But she's also the spiritualist, right? So that I asked about that. Why did you isolate yourself? And you have grown from things because you have had issues with maybe someone that was in the spiritual community, and you may have, you've been a victim of those type out there. Believe me, I've been too. I've been a victim of those type too. And so, like, as you isolate yourself and you renew yourself in the bottom of the deck here, I could stop the reading here right now if I didn't want to ask any more question, because it basically answered the card for the end card here. You are learning to trust again and renew your energy and being the Empress and knowing that anything you set your mind to, you can do, because you really learned to take time to soul search what you want. Cancer, so that's what I got. Let's see, what is the isolation helped you growth and help you to realize that, how has isolation helped you to realize why you were rejected and why you didn't feel that you could fit in? Let's see, why. How has that helped you to realize why you didn't fit in? Maybe you were trying to be somebody you were not. Like, there's the queen, there's the king of wands here. See, you're a water sign. Maybe you were trying to be more of a fire sign, and and you were trying to be somebody you weren't. The king of wands, and you have realized that not being yourself made you feel rejected. So trying to be somebody else made you feel rejected. So that's what you have grown from. That's what the really thinking about it, the soul searching has helped you to do, is to learn why did you feel rejected, and why did you feel the vanity and feel the rejection, because of the King of Wands. And you are actually the King of Cups, because you weren't leading with your heart. You may have been leading with your passion, or something, you try to be somebody else. That's what I see here. And then we have we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This could have been a work party as well. Like, what I'm seeing is it could have been a work party as well. But you have learned to really own especially if you're the masculine, you have learned to really be an emperor. Like, to understand and learn all of because the Emperor's here. And then we also have the Inspiration card, which is also a card of spirit. So you have learned to really be the Emperor, right? And I also see that you're hanging on to something from the past. All right, let's see. Why is the King of Wands here? Let's ask that. Because you are like, you have the dynamic and energy of a leader, but why is the King of Wands here? Because of the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, it says that your clear communication allows you to express what is best for everyone. So the growth could have came from someone that knows how to, they're unbiased, they don't have no reason to say what they're saying. They just, it's what they feel is right. So that has really helped you to grow from the situation, Cancer. The bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers, which talks about, in this deck, it talks about how can you celebrate love today. But it can also mean about soulmate. So how are you celebrating love today? How are you renewing yourself in that you do not feel victimized? How are you renewing yourself. So we got the Three of Swords and we have the Strength card. So you didn't know how strong you were until you had to be strong. So you are renewing this because you know you're stronger than you thought you were when you had the broken heart. That's what it's showing me, is that you're learning that you're stronger than, you know, once you renew yourself, you know that you're stronger than you thought you were. And that's your inner strength. That's your inner strength. And that just makes you like, you know, the Emperor or the Empress. The Emperor already come out. You know, somebody that can manifest anything. Basically, that's like the Emperor and the Empress is like the holy magicians. They're like, they can, anything they set their mind to, they can create. So you can be anybody, any of the energies that you want to be, but you have learned that don't try to be who you feel like is not you. And also says that believe in yourself and have the courage to continue. Always have the courage to continue. And then we have compassion. Have compassion. You know, you are Cancer, so open up your heart and have that compassion. Express your creativity and express your loving energies. Express that loving energies. That is your right, because you are Cancer. That is your right. All right, we're going to go to Leos. We're going to go to Leos. I need a snack, Leos. I need a snack. I need a candy. I have. Oh, they get stuck on my teeth though, and then I can't do readings. Let me see. I'm gonna have a red one. I'm gonna have a red one. Yeah, I'm trying not to rush these because I don't really have to rush them. Like I work myself up to getting these readings done, so it does take a little bit more out of me to do the chakra readings. Even though they're general, it almost feels like I'm doing personal readings when I do these. But I'm wearing the green today for the heart chakra. I'm also wearing the green emerald necklace. It's a little heavy necklace, but I think I'm supposed to put it up higher. I think I'm supposed to have it high. No. All right, let's go to Leos. How have you been being more loving and compassionate, Leos? How have you been learning to be more loving and compassionate? All right. So how have you been more loving and compassionate? Learning to be more loving and compassionate? Because you know it's destiny to, you feel like destined, something calling that was hiding. The soulmate card was hiding. So you feel destined to call in your soulmate here. And there's gossip about your recovery too. Like there could be people gossiping about you recovering. You know, your heart recovering. So you may have had a heartbreak. Um, you may have been feeling stuck or feeling like you were at an impasse in your life, and and maybe you were at an impasse in your life, like you had to make a decision, go left or right. You had to do something in your life, right? You felt like you can't stay there, but you know you have to move. You may have been in an impasse in your life, and you know now people are talking about your recovery because you recovered, you made a decision and you recovered. And when people talk about you, their gossip is, they're talking about your love. They're talking about your heart. So you may have been calling in your destiny, and and you're recovering your heart. So whatever it was that you had to recover from, people are talking about it, and maybe you felt like very stuck and you recovered from it. Okay, so the card below that is completion. So you went through some grief, some endings, and you recovered from it. And so people are shocked that you're not giving up, that you keep on going. All right, Leos. What is it that, what is the destiny here and soulmate that you've been working on when it comes to showing love and compassion? What is this destiny and soulmate that you've been working on here? So we have the Seven of Wands. There's all you have. So you have learned, because something is destined, right? You have learned there's always more than one way to do things, and maybe you may in the past may have made it harder than it needed to be, right? And what you have learned is that feeling your grief is okay, and then everything will feel better after, right? By allowing yourself to feel your grief, that allows you to see the Two of Cups that are still there, right? And that is what your destined. That is what your destiny is telling you. And we got the Ace of Sword here. It says, speak your mind and solve your own problem. So you feeling your grief and then talking about it and then solving your own problem by speaking it out loud, and then realizing there's always more than one way to do things, and this all leads you to your destiny and soulmate, and you being grounded, emotionally grounded and stable by the Queen of Cups here. It says, be open to receiving the healing, love, and nurturing you need. So be open to the healing, love, and nurturing that you need. And that is what you're learning, that, it doesn't have to be your way all the time. There, other people's ideas are good ideas too, right? So maybe that is how you're learning to recover from grief, because you're allowing yourself to feel it and then you talk about it. And this has helped maybe talk to your friends. And this is helping you to solve your own problems. And maybe you talk to your friends, right? And maybe that's what the gossip is. Maybe people call it gossip, but you just talk to your friends, and it's helping you to recover. So that's how I see it now. And you feel, that you're not alone when you feel your grief. Then you realize to go forward, to persevere, and to have more patience is to connect to friends and really talk about it. Really talk about it, and and solve your own problems and recover from it. Let's see. What is gossip about recovery talking about? So that's the Ace of Wands. So it's like take inspired action. So talking to your friends is helping you to recover, because it's helping you to take inspired action, whatever you're inspired to do. You're not alone anymore, right? You're not alone anymore, like you did feel like you were alone, but you're not alone anymore. So it's helping you to open up your heart and realizing that there's always more one way to do things. And take a moderate approach, and you will reach your goal and sometimes the victory is not worth the cause. So sometimes the fight is not worth what you get out of, at the end, right? That's what you have also learned, all right? That's what I see, and you're calling in your soulmate. Hello, beautifuls. Thanks for being here, beautiful people, beautiful souls. And now we're going to go to Virgo. And then we're going to do Libra. I know somebody asked me to do Libra here a little bit ago. I got candy stuck on my teeth. All right, we got it. Yeah, so we're going to do Virgo and then we're going to do Libra. All right, so we're going to go on Virgo now. We're halfway through almost. Once we're done Virgo, we're halfway through. And Will in the chat, the moderator, he is a Virgo too. And then as we talk about Virgo, the isolation card come up when I talked about it earlier, and I said that's the card of Virgo. That's the card of the Hermit. All right, let's see. How has Virgos been? How has Virgos been opening up their heart and being more compassionate? How has Virgos been more compassionate and being more open with their heart? See, when I ask the question like that, I think it works better for people because I'm assuming a lot of people have done these work, okay? So, and if they haven't, then they know what to do, right? And so I don't want to ask, like, what do you need to do? Like, I don't want to tell nobody what to do. I want to know what you've been doing, right? So you're on the right path. So that's what guides you too. Then when you know that you're on the right path, it does really help your psyche to move forward. And having that confirmation does really help, right? So I'm assuming I'm asking the questions, what have you been doing? I don't want to know what you need to do. You already know that intuitively, and it, if it needs to come out, it will, right? So that's how I ask the questions. I say, what have you been doing when it comes to opening up your heart and being more compassionate? That is the heart chakra reading we're doing today, and that's what we're doing. So, you've been of service to people. You have learned to trust by being of service. You have learned to trust your heart by being of service. That's the orange chakra. That's the sacred chakra. And we did that one already this week, so maybe go check that out after. And everything is timestamped too, guys. And vanity. So you've been working on, being of service to others, and also like, you've been working on, vanity, which means you've been working on that. Like if you've been feeling like you don't belong or whatever, you don't fit in, you've been working on yourself to like, because sometimes it's just our self-esteem, right? It's just how we feel about ourselves, right? Let's see. What else have you been doing to open up your heart more and be more be more compassionate and be more loving? What have you been doing, Virgos? Destiny. And perception. So perfection. Yeah, of course, Virgos are the perfectionist. So you've been trying to perfect your destiny. So you've been working on perfecting your destiny here. And the bottom of the deck here says that you've been learning a lot of wisdom about love. You've been learning a lot about love. So let's see, Virgo. Let's go. Let's see. How have you been of service to someone that has made you more open when it comes to your heart chakra and being more compassionate? Okay, so we got... Okay, this is a little contradicting here. I don't know if I... So the vanity part, so you may have been, involved in some, things that you didn't really want to be involved in. Because the devil came out, but it's vanity there. You may have, helped people that didn't deserve it as well. Being of service to people that just took advantage of you. But you've overcome it. Because I see the success card there. And then I also see the moon card. Because you got past the illusions of people. And you're only limited by what you believe you are limited. Okay? So you have learned that you're only limited by what you believe you're limited to do. Even if, like, you may have felt like this, right? So you may have been of service to others, but you realize you can do so much more. And then we have the moon card here, and you're also being careful that you're not, your imagination doesn't run away with you, but you have you have the courage, or you have earned every one of your success. Everything that you worked for is you earned the success, right? And if somebody's making you feel like you don't deserve it by making you feel like you're limited by something that you really want, and then I feel like do it. I feel like do it. And then what's on the bottom of the deck? You know, if you want to buy yourself something, yeah. If you want to make an offer to someone, do that. Or if you want to start something, do that. When it comes to love and being more compassionate, let's see what are you perfecting here when it comes to your destiny and wisdom. What are you perfecting here that's bringing you success? We got the Justice card, and that's also the card of 11. And so you may be wanting to share your success with someone here. It shows me that the Justice card says use your intuition to set your moral compass, and that was perfecting your destiny and wisdom. And then we have the Six of Pentacles here, which is generosity. So it says sharing your success and building more of it. And that's also on your wisdom and perfecting your soulmate energy. And it says be careful that you don't focus on, your focus doesn't close you off to new ideas. You focusing on the wrong things doesn't close you off to what's actually waiting for you. Make sure you have balance. See? Make sure you don't focus on those cups that are farther away. Focus on what's in front of you. Alright? What is in front of you? What is that you need to focus on that's in front of you? We have the Seven of Pentacles. What's in front of you that you need to focus on is work-life balance is an important part of your creativity. So make sure you have time to play as well, not just work, Virgo. All right. And then we have the Tower. Always expect the unexpected as well. And then we got everything that you have. Everything has come out. Everything has come to fruition in your life. You have experienced the wisdom of every stage. So you have really learned a lot of wisdom of all stages of things. It doesn't matter what age you are. Some people are just wiser, you know. And we have the Sun card. We have spread your wings. And the bottom of the deck here says, reach out for help when you need it. Dreamwork makes the team work. Alright, don't limit yourself, Virgo. Don't limit yourself. Alright, hey Jet, what's up? Now we're doing Libra. Libra's up next. I'm gonna have my coffee, sip coffee. So I'm gonna stick my legs down here. Oh, stretch my legs. I'm doing this reading on a moon-shaped coffee table. I have a moon-shaped coffee table. And I have a zodiac clock, or a planet clock, or you could call it a zodiac clock, or whatever you want, but it's like half done. Alright, let's go Libra. Alright, Libras. What have you been working on when it comes to love and compassion? What have you been working on when it comes to love and compassion? You've been working on, in past, like feeling like, you've been working on trusting your trust issues, and also like, been hurt in love. So you've been working on your heart and also your trust issues when it comes to love and being more compassionate and open to love. So that's good. You've been working on that. Like feeling, like getting yourself unstuck and trusting more. And you've been working on, like, if somebody hurt you really bad. So you've also been working on following your destiny. What is destined for you, Libras? All right, let's see. What else for Libras? What else have they been working on? You've been working on self-worth. Beautiful. I love to see this card in readings of healing readings. So you've been working on your destiny. What is destined for you? Who is destined for you? And also you've been working on giving yourself the love that you deserve to recharge. So that's how you've been healing the past hurt that happened to you and the trust issues. And the bottom of the deck, we have enlightenment. So you're learning to renew yourself. You're learning to renew your energy. Enlightenment. That is recharging. That's the recharging energy. You're learning the self-worth, and then you're learning to renew your energy, and also learning a lot about how to recharge your energy so that you can always stay renewed and renewed. So you've been working on renewing your energy whenever you feel the insecurity, when you feel like you can't open your heart. And I feel like for a lot of you Libras as well, you have been putting yourself like to work a lot, like you've been overworking yourself a lot. I've been thinking a lot. Have you? You love the stars? Oh, I love like watching the stars outside. Let's see. What have you been working on? What is impasse telling me that you've been working on? What is this trust issues that you've been working on? And also the victimization. What have you been working on? How have you been working on this? We have the Page of Swords, which means that you've been taking your time to think before you act. Like you don't just jump into things. You think before, like when you don't feel like, when you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling like you can't trust something, then you stop and you think about it. And you do your research on it. So tell me, what else are you doing to know? What else? Tell me more about how you are learning to trust your heart more again. How are you learning to trust your heart more? Because you're learning to not give so much of your energy when you don't have a lot to give. So like when you're feeling a little drained, then you take back your energy, what you have, right? So basically, how you've been learning to trust yourself more is you don't overgive. You kind of hold back. You kind of hold on. You can hold on tight to, basically, holding on tight, or but I feel like when you've been doing this, it really stops you from moving forward as well. But you are stopping to think. That's good. So the other card, taking time to think, that is good. But holding back too long is not good, right? So just remember not to take with you what you want to leave behind, right? The Five of Swords, the fighting, the thoughts of that, don't take it with you. Conflict and stuff like that, don't take it with you. Leave it behind you. Make it affirmation, I'm leaving it behind me, right? So so it says remember not to take with you what you don't want to take with you, right? So be mindful of what you take with you, so when you move away from a problem, because worrying about something does not make it better, okay? Worrying is not going to make it feel better. So deal with it and don't worry about it, right? And then we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups says that express your creativity with compassion and loving energy instead of like stressing out about it. And so I feel like that is talking about your destiny, like you overthink it and stuff like that, because that's the next card here. Hey Troy, long time no see. All right, see, what is destiny talking about here? What have you been working, how you been working on your destiny here, Libras? When it comes to your heart and compassion, having compassion and opening up your heart. How have you been, what actions have you been taking towards your destiny? Ooh, I said what actions you've been taking. And look what come out. You've been taking action towards your destiny. That's good. And and the way that you've been doing is self-love, and that has brought you a lot of enlightenment. So also unconditional love and outpouring of love, a lot of support out there. Says open your heart and receive the love and emotions from around you. Receive the loving emotions from around you. And this is leading you to your destiny. That's what you're doing. It says that that's what you're doing. At bottom of the deck here it says you are focused on your goal, and you will bring your goal to it will bring you great success. So your goal that you are heading towards your destiny, that is going to bring you great success. All right, self-love. How have you been loving yourself? That is going to lead you to this enlightenment about your destiny. Wow. So we got the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work, and then things are going to happen fast, because when you love on yourself, that's when you're good enough, then light, all the good ideas come to you, right? So, and then we have the Nine of Cups. That's when your wishes are coming true. They're going to happen fast. See, self-love, and you knowing that there is an outpouring of love around you towards your destiny, and then loving on yourself and knowing that when you have to recharge yourself, this is bringing you enlightenment about like what you were, also what you were, why you hold it, why you were insecure about why your heart, and why you were putting yourself into workaholic mode, and you realizing all that, and now everything's moving forward. Wow, it says that reaching out for help when you need it is okay, right? So then teamwork is right there on the top of the card, and then things will happen fast towards your wish that you're wishing for, the thing that you're manifesting, your destiny. So that is what you're doing. That's beautiful to see that you're taking care of yourself, and you're realizing how strong, how inner strength is more important than outer strength. It says that you don't know how strong you are until you have to be. And then we have the Lovers. How can you celebrate love in your life today? As you're going after your soul, searching for uh your destiny, not soul searching, but I'm thinking of that because of the Hermit here. But the Hermit here says that all the answers that you are seeking are within you. That's the wisdom and knowledge that you have, that helps you renew yourself, and it helps you to overcome your insecurity about your heart. And this and also it's gonna like help you to get out of that workaholic mode and persevere, move forward, and have more compassion, and also be very grateful for the people that love you. That's what I see, Libra. Anything else for Libra? How can Libra get that love in their life, like get their soulmate in their life? By going after who and what you're passionate about. This is the Knight of Wands. They go after who they want or what they want, Libras. That's what I see. You got to make the action. You got to take the action. You got to take the time. Take action. You're focused on your goals, and it will bring you great success. So, like, if you want someone, you focus on it, it's going to happen. So I got for you, Libra. That was beautiful. Libras. Alright, next we're going to do Scorpios. Any Scorpios in the chat? How's Troy doing? Happy 420, everybody. It's 420 a month. You know that, right? All the potheads know that. All right, Scorpios. Let's see. What have Scorpios been doing to work on their having more compassion and be more open to love, and what have Scorpios been doing to open up their heart chakra more? What have you been doing to work on your heart chakra? Ichidos, kiss the fool. Oh, Ichidos, kiss the fool. Perception. Oh, you've been having your eye on somebody, eh? You've been watching here. You've been watching. Perception. How do you perceive it? And then there's butterflies all around her. There's 2 butterflies and a bird. And how have you been doing that? How have you been calling in love and compassion into your life? Scorpios, listening to your instincts and not not leaving yourself out because vanity came in reverse, right? So you're somewhat listening to your instincts because that also fell in reverse. So I feel as like you are how you are looking at different ways of perceiving things, but you're kind of like, I feel like halfway in and halfway out in a situation. It's like you halfway believe something and halfway don't. I'm just saying what I'm feeling. So it's all about your perception and your instinct and and not believe all the deceptive vanity stuff that you see. Not everything you see is what you think it is, right? So a lot of the things that you think is all like a certain way is not, right? So that's what I see, is that you're realizing a lot of things that you see on TV is all lies. All these people that make it look like they're happy, like on Facebook they post these pictures, they're still happy, but they're only happy for that 5 seconds they took that picture, okay? And then right after that, they were probably very angry or something. You know what I mean? So it's all for you realizing that like, it's all an act. A lot of the things that when people pretend to be like super happy or whatever, right? Also, what I want to say is this is also the for me what she's watching there. For me, that's also the crime community. Well, the crime community on YouTube is a joke, okay? A lot of it is a joke, okay? I used to think it's real too. There's a lot of drama and it's all about fighting with each other about shit, okay? So if that's what you're watching and you know you don't really see that you fit in, that's fine, you know? Just talk about that. You can talk about that. That's fine too. And also, like, I feel like you're very much more spiritual, Scorpio. I feel like you connect more to mysticism than to this vanity and deceptive stuff. I think you are very spiritual, and I feel like you do know how to love yourself and get that self-worth, and also a lot of enlightenment when you do things that make you happy. All right, Scorpios. And so you are kind of like looking at things like and making your own decision about things, right? Like you seeing things from a different perception. How it's all about how it's received, right? So you're seeing that. Let's see, what is perception here for when it comes to what you've been doing to work on opening your heart more? Yeah, it's all about how you see things and how you see it, how you look at it. You're focused on your goals, and that brings you great success. So you are looking at things on how things could bring, this is what you're doing to bring in more love and compassion into your life, because you're looking at things and how you can use those energies to bring in more success into your life. So that's why you keeping an eye on something here, and that's is like bringing you love and happiness too, because that's the green card. That's also opening your heart chakra here, is by staying focused on your goals that you have. What's this instinct talking about when it's talking about your compassion, Scorpios, and love? I want to know, what is instinct talking about here? Instinct talks about the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is someone that is emotionally mature. So your instinct is telling you something, like either if you are the masculine Scorpio here, then your instincts are telling you something here. And you are very intelligent, emotionally intelligent. So you can trust your instincts. You can trust your instincts in a situation. It says you need to support yourself before you can support others. Emotionally intelligent. So you are emotionally intelligent. You realize that your instincts always tell you like what to do, and you also realize that you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone else, right? You already know that. And so especially if you're the masculine here. And you also know that always expect the unexpected, right? Um what is vanity talking about? How you're learning to be more compassionate. Why is vanity here when it talks about like how Scorpio's trying to learn how to be more open and compassionate? All right, so I see the Seven of Swords here, and then I see the Ten of Cups. So even though there's a lot of like things that you would normally like not fit in, you may go to those things just to you may go to those things to have everything that you have planned, right? You might put yourself in situations you really don't feel like you belong or you fit in, just to get here at the end, even if you have to step on a few toes, right? You're doing that to get here, to get to your Ten of Cups. So sometimes you may go and do work that you don't really, it doesn't really agree with you or doesn't really vibe with you, but you're doing it for a good reason, right? So that's what you're doing to heal and get your calling in your Ten of Cups. Um, Everything that you have planned has worked out perfectly in your life. Love life is good. So, and it says, be on guard against deceit and con- concealment. So yeah, you also like are working on, you may go around places, I don't know, maybe you're an investigator. You go around certain places you don't really belong. um so that you can figure something out, but don't be deceived, or don't let them hide things from you as well. But you're doing it all for your family. You're doing it all for your goals, right? So, all right, what is it that why are you in this position of decepting energy? Why are you here when you're working on that? You're working on this deceptive energy, the things that you see that are not true. How are you working on that to open up your heart and being more compassionate? How are you working on that? The Wheel of Fortune. It says whatever didn't kill you made you stronger. So like even though you may have like you working on not believing everything you see, right? Like so if I'm talking about some people here, they might be an investigator or something, because you may go to parties, you may go parties, or you may be an investigator, but not everything that people see is the truth, right? So, but you're doing it all for a good reason. All right. So, and we have independence on the bottom of the deck. It says enjoy your results that you worked hard for. So you may be doing some investigating. That could be also has to do with spirituality. This is like learning to love yourself, like to have self-worth. And this is bringing you a lot of enlightenment. Okay, let's see. What is this mysticism that is teaching you to love yourself and bringing you a lot of wisdom when it comes to opening up your heart, Scorpios? You're welcome. Let me know if it resonates or if anything I'm saying makes sense to you guys. I'm just reading the cards that come out and what I feel about them. So I feel like that. So I asked about the mysticism, the self-worth, and the enlightenment card that brings in miracles. It says that um, looking back on what you have achieved gives you the learning to set your goals. So whatever you have learned, you can now set your goals for the future. And also we have the Queen of Pentacles here. It says that you're focused on your home, your family, and success and achievements. So you're still focused on the same thing, Scorpio. So that this is bringing you to those miracles and independence. And so you're going to be okay alone, but when love comes in, you're not going to be like a needy love. You're going to be like somebody that. Let's see. What's the final message here when it comes to opening up your heart and being more compassionate and letting love in? Um, it's better to know the truth than to not know it all. And that has helped you to ground yourself. It's better to know the truth about something, and then you can work on yourself and make sure that you're good, than for people to lie to you and break your heart, right? So it says it's a broken heart. So that is what is taught you, that it's better to know the truth and have your heart broken. The truth is better than lies and have your heart, so having the truth and have your heart broken, that gives you still the chance to rebuild yourself. But if you being lied to, it'll still break your heart, and then you know what I mean, right? It's better to know the truth than to be lied to about heartbreak, or someone just lies to you just to protect you or to try to protect you, when in the end that's the biggest deceit anyway, if somebody lies to you about something. All right, that's what I got for you, Scorpio. Thank you guys for being here. I guess it's getting to be that later time when people starting to watch over here. Everybody's coming home from the bars and Coachella and all that stuff. All right, we're gonna move to Saggy-Waggies. Saggy-Waggies. Let's see what you've been doing to open up your heart more and be more compassionate. We're doing heart chakra today. Heart chakra. The Destiny card wanted to flip out for you, Saggies. So you've been listening to your destiny. What fell out? But this is really about love, because the first card that came out was Archangel Samuel. It says, I'm here helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So I do believe the angels, and prayers is the first card that actually came out. So you've been praying for happiness. Been praying for happiness, Saggies. Love and compassion. You've been waiting. All right, so I see vanity. So you've been praying. So you've been dealing with a lot of people and things that you don't really enjoy. And maybe situations, maybe too much being in parties and stuff. But you've been praying for love and compassion. But you've been in vanity. You've been in vanity. So you've been listening to your instinct more and trying to perfect recovery. So you're trying to heal from the vanity that happened. You may have partied a little too much or whatever. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, or maybe you just knew that you had enough of that. That wasn't really a place for you anymore. And you listened to your instincts, and then you started healing. To me, you started eating healthy because she's got the berries there, and then you recovered, and now you have faith and love and compassion. You have faith. There's faith right there. So everything that you've been praying for has come, because you may have been in vanity and you've been praying, and now it's coming that your instinct is on point and you're perfecting something here, that you're recovering from a heart. You're recovering your heart, and you're also connecting to your faith. Saggies, let's see. What is it that you're praying for here? Healing. What'd I say? That's the Aquarius card. Or a star. So you may be praying to be a star as well. But this is healing. Healing a situation here the way you may have felt lost in, or felt like you didn't really belong there. You didn't really fit in. You're healing something here. You're praying for healing. Always your dreams are coming true. Okay? It says your dreams are coming true. Whatever you've been praying for is your dreams, they're coming true. Alright, so how you've been healing the vanity energy here. How you've been healing the vanity energy. So when things were unclear to you, how you've been healing that and listening to more to your instincts and listening more to your instincts. How you've been healing that, Saggies, when it comes to opening up in your love and compassion more. Ooh, say. You've been healing that more because you know when to put your guard up, right? You know how resilient you really are, and then you got the Fool card and you got the Ten of Cups. So it says that you believe in yourself and you have courage to continue. So even when you're in a situation where you know that you don't belong, it's not your place to be, you have the courage to continue and have faith that you're going to have your happily ever after, your Ten of Cups, right? And so this helps you to create a routine in your life that leads you towards that. Your instinct, perfectionist, perfecting your healing. So everything that you have worked for is coming into your life, including love. And spread your wings and fly. So have faith. So you're listening to your instincts, and what are you perfecting here and listening to your instincts? What are you perfecting here, Saggies? And listening to your instincts. Your intuition. So you're perfecting your what is coming to you, what is like truth and what is like, illusion, right? So you're learning about your intuition and your instinct. You're learning to listen to your instinct to perfect your recovery so that things can move forward fast in your life and that you can find moderation and peace in your life. Look at that. That's your card right there. And you realize that you always have to leave something behind, and you've gone through something here. Personal growth always means leaving something behind, right? Something that's already been gone, all right? Something that's already been gone. So really think about that. All right, so what are you recovering from here that is bringing you to have faith more and in love? You're recovering here and you're having a new start. So you're taking action on your ideas. You're actually taking physical action on your ideas and making offers, starting new things. And even when things are in a difficult phase in your life, you don't give up. And then you speak your mind and you solve your own problems. And you're very independent. And so this is helping you to recover. And having faith is also helping you to recover. And also it's saying that there's always more than one way to do things. All right? And I like to sometimes just flip the deck to see where it lands. It says take inspired action. Take action on your ideas. And that's a message from Spirit. That's what I got for Saggies. And now we're going to go to Aquarius. So if all goes well, I'm going to continue tomorrow doing the throat chakra reading tomorrow. And I'm only going to do one a day because it's too much to do more than that in a day. So the next two readings, the third eye and the crown chakra, will be next week. Monday and Tuesday probably, okay? So then those are timeless readings. Anybody can go to them anytime they need to. And if you want a personal reading like that, you can reach out to me and whatever. And if you want a full chakra reading, I can do that for you. All right. All right, let's see. What have Aquarius been working on when it comes to love and compassion in their life? Ooh, that's a lot that came out already. We got joy. So you've been working on and having more joy in your life, and also like you've been working on your soulmate, Aquarius. You've been working on calling in your joy and your soulmate, and you've been working on your wisdom, and also maybe there may be somebody that may feel like they not getting your attention. They may want more attention from you. There could be someone in your life that wants more attention in your and you may have been a little bit despondent, in someone's life, and they may feel a little ignored. But you have a quest to go on here when it comes to being loving and compassionate for you here. There's a lot of wisdom here to be shared with someone here. So you have a lot of wisdom to share with a young one here as well that may have been a victim of something here. So after you've been victimized, you can still create with energy. You can have pure energy and create with your mysticism, and if you work hard. That's what's saying here, Aquarius. But so, and also in the middle card here, that person that you have a quest to go on with, they may feel a little ignored by you. They feel a little despondent, like you're stressed out. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you need some time, away from the children, or just take some time for yourself if you have children. But you're calling in joy and soulmate. That's what I see here, Aquarius. Oh, I did do Aquarius. I'm doing Aquarius before Capricorn. All right, we're doing it backwards today. All right, so I still have to do Capricorn and Pisces. All right, so we'll do that after. So this is the Aquarius. We've already started the reading. I'm not going to change it now. All right, let's see. What is soulmate talking about here that you've been working on, Aquarius, here? You've been working on your joy and soulmate. You've been trying to find balance here in your life, finding your balance in your life, and building your success. So you've been working on your success and also balancing your love life and joy. We got the King of Swords. It says you think things through from all aspects. So you're really trying to find your balance that will call in your soulmate and also bring you joy in your life. And you learned how strong you are when the inner strength is all you had. All right, tell me about despondent energy. How you working on your despondent energy here for Aquarius? All right, so we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So speak your mind and solve your problems. So you speak your mind to solve your problems. And then we have investment here. It says looking back on what you have achieved gives you the learning experience to achieve your goals. And you may be working really hard right now, and there may be someone in your life that may want more attention from you, right? It says there's always more than one way to do things. Maybe you can include them. Like, you have a quest. Maybe they can help you, right? Maybe they can help you heal from being victimized in your life, right? They can be your little helper to create in your life, to create more energy in your life. So tell me about the wisdom that you learned about compassion and love and opening your heart, that it brings you success. It says that you have earned every one of your successes. So wisdom brought you the success. So knowledge is power. Wisdom is power. And it's also green, which is money, which is also the heart chakra, right? So when you have money, you can do more things that bring you joy, right? Because you can, get out there and do things. What is this quest that you have to go on, or that either you have, that someone's going to take you on, or you're taking someone on? What is this quest talking about that is going to bring you much love and compassion? For Aquarius, the Sun card. So this is going to make you very happy. You know, taking someone and, you know, under your wing and kind of leading them in the right direction, and this is going to bring you a lot of happiness. And but yeah, don't keep things like, don't so that's the moon card, and then the victim card was underneath that, right? So um be careful that you don't imagine, your imagination doesn't cause you to think things that aren't really there. To think things that aren't really there. Like, you know, like that could be talking about like the victim, like, you know, somebody's just gonna hurt you, right? If you try to help them, they're just gonna hurt you. Um, be open, open your heart, and creativity, enthusiasm is all around you. So that's the Ace of Cups. So if you're worried about someone hurting you, or they're gonna mistreat you or make you a victim, if you try to help them, I feel like that is not going to happen. And so don't let that stop you from experiencing that unconditional love, right? And that's also the Page of Cups. Next card is the Page of Cups, which tells you that don't let your emotions get in the way. All right, that's what I got for you, Aquarius. And bottom, and then I split it here at be ready for any opportunities. You have what it takes. That's the Four of Wands, to bring security in your home. All right, and if something has ended and finished, let it go. Right, let the pain go that happened with that. So you have learned a lot of wisdom and insight from everything that you have learned. So I got for Aquarius, and now we're gonna go to Capricorns. I'm sorry I mixed them up a little bit, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's meant to happen. Maybe there was an Aquarius in the chat that needed to hear the message before the Capricorn did, and I didn't. You know, I normally wouldn't do that, but maybe that's just what happened. Freestyle reading. Live, everyone gets to ask one question and you answer in the live. Yeah, I might do that sometime soon. So maybe I'll do that when I get monetized, then I'll do that on the channel. Like I used to give lots of free messages like that, one-on-one free messages, but people took a lot of advantage of me. And those were like evil people. They were like there just to take from you and betray you. Yeah. So I have, like, you know, taken back my energy a little bit. But let's go to Capricorns. But yeah, once I can monetize, then might do like a big celebration, like a birthday celebration for this channel, and then we can do super chats, and after like 10 free messages, 10 people, the first 10 people get a free yes or no message, and then anything after that you can do super chats or whatever, or PayPal message or donation. When I'm live, I can do a $10 message. Like if you just want to do a $10 reading, at the end when I'm done during the reading, I can answer, do one reading like that. Like I can do that as long as I have enough energy left over. All right, let's go Capricorn. Still here? Oh, thank you, Will. All right, Capricorns, let's go. Let's see, what are you doing to open up your heart more and be more compassionate, Capricorns? What is it that you're doing to open up your heart more and be more compassionate? You're being of service for someone. That's awesome. Being of service. What else are you doing? Oh, listening to your destiny, going after your destiny. Compassion, you're having compassion for others, and you're listening to your destiny. And vanity, you know, you're also learning that you don't fit in everywhere, you know, and it's okay not to fit in everywhere. And something was fated that happened, okay? So something, if you're worried about something that is something is fated here, all right? You can renew from that. Even so, like, something may have happened, right? And you can you may be you may be doing this right now as a renewing from something here, right? So what is it that you're having compassion for here and that you feel like is your destiny, Capricorns, when it comes to loving people and being compassionate? So this is this Three of Cups, that's celebration, and then we got the Six of Cups. It says, be mindful of what you take with you when you move away from a problem. And then it also says that um, um, celebrating your success with those you love. So you're celebrating your success with those you love by being there for them when they need you, you know, and trusting. What is destiny talking about for Capricorns? Believe in your own personal power. Believe in your direction. You always have a choice. So when you make a choice of what your destiny is, then you always have more than one destiny. We always have more destiny than one. You know, if we miss one, there's going to be another one. You may have to wait a little bit longer, but you know, I think we all have more than one destiny. Let's see, but you always have a choice, even if you know, you feel like you have to do something. There's destiny. You always have to choice. You know. What is vanity talking about? What are you learning from vanity and fate? Vanity will bring you hurt and betrayal, right? It will being in this energy of like where you always have to watch your back. This is like the type of energy where you always have to watch your back. You can't trust nobody, right? So that's the Five of Swords. And then we have the for the faded card here, it says that you have clear communication. You allow yourself to express what needs to be, what is best for everyone. So you know, that's on the faded card. So express what is best for everyone. Why is the Queen of Swords there with faded? This is helping you to also renew. So the Queen of Swords is there with faded because you don't know how strong you are until you have to. That's all you have is your inner strength, right? Your spiritual strength. And this has helped you to renew your energy and overcome your insecurity when it comes to love. And this is also helping you to recover from that, right? All right, so what are you doing to renew your energy, Capricorns? What are you doing to renew your energy? You are loving on yourself. You're giving yourself love, and you are emotionally intelligent person. You're realizing that, and when you don't have, when you can't support others and you can only support yourself, that's what you do. When you only have enough for yourself, then that's what you do. You give yourself, you renew yourself. Like you have to help yourself before you can help someone else, right? So when you're lacking in your love tank, then you fill that up again before you help somebody else fill up theirs, right? And also you also realize that for personal growth you might have leave things behind that are not so good for you, right? So it says reach out for help when you need it, and be on guard for deceit or concealment. So like somebody hiding something, make sure that you know the truth. All right. So final message when it comes to opening up your heart and trusting more for Capricorn. We have the Temperance, which is peace and moderation, and then we have the you know, it may be a challenge, there may be a challenge, but you can do this. You can have you can take on any challenge. All right, and worrying about it ain't gonna make it better. Yeah, I'm feeling that. My forehead. Worrying about it ain't gonna make it feel better. All right, that's what I got for you, Capricorns. All right, so take time to think things through. All right. So last but not least, we're gonna go to Pisces. Pisces. Try it. I was making joke about that guy that, coconuts. Coconuts. Perfect. Perfect. Coconuts. Coffee. Coffee. Okay, we'll stop now. All right, Pisces. It's a YouTubers that are making funny videos. All right, I'm just mimicking them. All right, let's go, Pisces. What have you been doing to work on your heart chakra? I saw that one too. Yeah, I love it. Those two are so funny. Coffee. I need a coffee. Pisces, you've been praying. That's beautiful. You've been praying to open up your heart more and to be more open and compassionate. Let's see. What else have you been doing to open up your heart chakra more? Your soulmate. You're calling in your soulmate, Pisces. You're calling in your soulmate. What else have you been doing, Pisces? I'm getting a little bit of a third eye chakra headache. You're having compassion. You're having compassion. That's what you're doing. So you may be, somebody that works for the healthcare, you work for healthcare, maybe a nurse, but you're finding joy and passion, having being a service to people and compassionate, having passion for something that you do. I feel like for a lot of you, you have passion for what you do that has to do with your work. And you're also, you're very, you're very open to calling in your soulmate, and you've been praying for them, and you're enjoying every moment of it. But I feel like for some of you also, you're not like your traditional person. You're not like a traditional person. You're like, you may feel rejected by the people that live in the box, that are all in square space, what do they call that? Conformity. So you may be somebody that rejects conformity, and you have a lot of wisdom, Pisces. You have a lot of wisdom. You've gained a lot of wisdom, and you may feel like you don't really fit in. Like you're like, now you look at everybody as like, like they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They do not know what they do, what they believe. All right, let's see, Pisces. What have you been praying for, Pisces, when it comes to opening up your heart and being more compassionate? Thanks for hitting that like button, guys. Hit that all at the same time. 7 people in here. Hit that like button. Hype it like you're playing slot machines. Just kidding. All right, Pisces, how are you opening up your heart? You opening up your heart. How you opening up your heart? So the Empress on the bottom of the deck. That's beautiful. You are creating. You can create anything you want. So how you opening up your heart? You're being emotionally open. You're being compassionate. You're being grounded. You're somebody that's very enthusiastic. So these cards all fell out. You're very excited about love. You've been praying for this soulmate. You're excited about it. You're ready for it. You're, especially if you're the masculine, like you're ready for this. Like you are been preparing for this, and you have a lot of passion for someone here, a lot of love for someone here. That is your soulmate energy here. And if you are the female here, There's someone here that wants to take care of you, financially too. And they're very attracted to you. And, like if you are the female in this energy here, um, but we're not going to read it like he said, like from the cross watcher, but like I'm seeing this as even as your energy. You have everything that it takes. You can solve your own problems. You solve your own and other people's problems in particular ways. And you may be somebody that helps somebody feel more grounded, get more grounded, more save money, or, may teach them how to do that, or how to show their love, like how to be more romantic. Um, Whatever you want, you can do it. So whatever it is that you want, you can do it. So you're praying, whatever you've been praying for, it's already been answered. Have faith, so that you can do this. What is it that you're passionate about, that you love? It seems though that you are are stuck. You are blocked, but you are not. You can take a step forward. That is all in your mind. So you want to do something that you're really excited about, that will open up your heart and be very compassionate, but you're scared. You're scared. Your mind is scaring you, but you know you're very strong. It says you don't know how strong you are until you have to be strong. So you can take a step forward here. Don't be scared. That's all in your mind, because the swords are mind. That's our mind. So we have, you need to support your own emotions before you can support someone else's. King of Cups. Here you are again. So why is the Eight of Swords here for what you're passionate about and joyful? What brings you a lot of joy, Pisces? You feel like you can't have it? Resilience. Believe in yourself, Pisces. You have the courage to continue. You do. And you want something, don't be afraid to get after it. Just know how strong you really are. And that you can have it. You need to support your own, like whatever, like if you're always trying to make others happy, you need to make yourself happy sometimes, right? And don't take on other people's problems. Like, don't take on other people's problems. And it says that you are naturally confident and talented, and talent that you can call up on all the time. So yeah, you have a talent you can call up on all the time, and you always have a choice. And also, what inspires you? Take action on what inspires you. Feel what it is that you want, then do it. If you want to be a reader, and if you want to like read to people, you can do that. If that brings you joy, you can do that. All right? Worrying about something doesn't make things better. It doesn't make you feel better either. Alrighty, that's what I got for everybody. Can I understand, Pisces? I have many haters for some reason, but I do have a male that likes me. Oh yeah? I get along with the males too, usually better than the females. The females are always wanting to compete with me. The males, I usually get along with them unless I reject them and they're interested in me romantically and I reject them, then sometimes the males will get rude to me. But other than that, I get along with the males better. And I'm a Gemini, so I do understand Pisces a lot, because Pisces is a dreamer and so are Geminis. Geminis are the babies of love. Like, we love love, right? And Pisces love dreaming, and so both of the signs are very similar. You know, one is in our head all the time, and the other one's in your emotions all the time. You got two sides in your emotions and two sides in your head. For the Gemini, two sides in your head. And then sometimes it's in between your head and your emotions that you're fighting, or sometimes you're fighting with your like earth side, your earthy side, your stubbornness. It's hard to understand our full chart all the time, but we just have to go with the flow. Thank you guys so much for being here. I actually did it in 2 hours today. I'm getting 20 minutes early. That's a lot better than the last one. I'm getting better. I'm getting faster at it. That's good. All right, guys, I need to go and smoke a joint and relax and go to bed. What time is it? Like probably 2 in the morning. I'm definitely gonna just take off all my jewelry. Like I didn't even put earrings in today, but I'm just gonna take off. I'm gonna take off. This necklace, it's a heavy one, but I'll show it to you guys. It's not real emerald, but it is, looks like it. And it's one of those like, oh, I can't get it open. You know, it's gonna strangle me. But yeah, this is a pretty cool necklace. It has a heavy chain, but I like it. It's got the emerald, and I thought that was pretty fitting today to do this reading. You know, I've put it on my head before, and it actually does look good like this. If it was a little bit longer, I could lay it on there, but it doesn't want to stay. Wear it on your head. Like a gypsy. Alright, guys. Enough fun. Alright, I hope you all have a beautiful night. I will see you guys later. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful night. Bye.